Hello everyone, welcome to another one of Moosend's YouTube videos. My name is Tan, and today we'll discuss all about hitting your CTR targets and improving your open rate through content. Now, as a content writer for Moosend, I have been faced with that challenge quite a few times. Why is the open rate down? Or why do people open emails but don't click on the CTA buttons? Is there some magic formula that can help us make things work better for our brand? To be fair, those are not answers you should be looking for without understanding the definitions first. So, what is your open rate? Your email open rate is the percentage of recipients who open an email message. This is a metric that points to your customer's brand loyalty, your brand's content performance, and sometimes the health of your leads overall. A low open rate may indicate that the email was either not relevant to the recipients or that the subject line and sender name were not compelling enough to motivate them to open the email. Now, your CTR, or click-through rate, is the metric you should track after your emails have been opened. It indicates the number of subscribers that have opened your emails and clicked on any link. It looks like this. A high CTR can indicate the effectiveness of an email in creating a specific desire, bringing traffic, for example, or visiting a website and making a purchase. On the other hand, the lower your CTR is, the less effective your email is. The reasons for that may vary depending on the email. It could be relevant, for example, or not actionable enough. Of course, your CTR measures the number of clicks on your email links. This does not mean the conversion rate or the sales this campaign could have scored. But let's get into a little speed round of what makes or breaks your CTR. Good copy drives clicks. All the brand wanted to say was, "Hey, you look good today, have a great Sunday." But what does that have to do with your CTR? The brand boosted its CTR by linking every button to a product page, and a compliment can go a long way in that case. But what is a bad example? Now, this one may look good at first, but I'm not a fan of copy that sells the secret to anything. I find it impersonal and it just looks too salesy. I'm looking for a solution to a problem, not a course to buy. But let's say that your content is as optimized and segmented as can be. Why are users not clicking through? Your CTA could be at fault for a low CTR. You see the example here. It's simple and inviting. It gets straight to the point, it offers a discount, and the image helps users understand what will happen if they press the CTA button. They'll get a discount on best-selling items, and what's not to love?
Oh my God! Wow!
Now, on the other hand, okay, yes, the copy is creative. The urgency is there. The picture is beautiful, but neutral enough not to take all of the attention away from the CTA. But what is the CTA? I've got two, and to be fair, I'm not even sure which one leads to the discount. I only have just 24 hours to go to. Now, I wouldn't suggest using two CTA buttons, especially as cryptic as those. What is the meaning of fashion and the meaning of home in this case? I wouldn't click without an immediate correlation. So perhaps your issue here is not the copy, but the design. Now, I know what you're thinking. I get it, I wasn't born with the ability to pair colors and layouts in the best way possible either, but I cannot afford to miss out on conversion because the design was off. Now, notice the pyramid-like shape of this layout here? This is actually a pretty nifty design trick destined to lead the user to look straight at the CTA button without missing a beat. But let's see the bad example. Someone did not think of putting in the right colors here. It's black letters on a dark blue font, only the links are visible. It could easily pass off as a scam email. But even if not, the content here is not ideal, mainly because it's not easy to scam, let alone understand what the action is supposed to be. But what about testing your results? Now, let's see what we have here. The general idea of A/B testing is pretty simple. You create two emails, you change one element, and you send it to two different groups of recipients. The results will show you what performs better. But what is the confusing part? You need to come up with something worth testing to make data-driven decisions. For example, if your email list is not too extensive or it's just too homogeneous, you do not need to run an A/B test just yet. However, if you reached an impasse, you can always look into your data and figure out what entices users more. If there have been campaigns where emojis in the subject line save the day, make sure to test them out. Perhaps the segment of a specific campaign adores emojis, or maybe there's something in the subject line that the formula makes all the difference. Oh, and a pro content tip here. Study the best performing content of your competitors, copy the main principles, and A/B test those in your campaigns.
Nice.
But now, let's go ahead and talk about the Grandmaster FOMO that many marketers use in their campaigns to boost their performance. FOMO, or fear of missing out, is a psychological phenomenon that describes the feeling of unease when you think you're going to miss out on something you want. Marketers often use FOMO as a tactic to drive sales by creating a sense of urgency or scarcity around their products or services. And it's especially useful if you're dealing with us millennials. Now, by tapping into people's FOMO, marketers can encourage them to take action and make a purchase before it's too late or risk missing out on a great opportunity. FOMO comes in many forms, of course. It can be a countdown timer, like this. Or it can be an email series with a subject line that counts down the days until the grand event. Now that we know how to get users from the email to the website, let's analyze the basics. How does a user open an email in the first place? The subject line is the first impression, so make it worth the recipient's while, like this. Under 50 characters, specific and cryptic at the same time, it's action-oriented, it's relevant to the type of newsletter sent. What more could I want from a newsletter about a new collection? Now, apart from the above, make sure to use numbers like boost your conversion rate by 47%, use FOMO like limited time or act quickly, and reduce the set of relevant campaigns. Using emojis in your email subject line can help your email stand out in a crowded inbox and make it more visually appealing to the recipient. Now, emojis attract attention. They make your subject line stand out in a cluttered inbox, catching the reader's eye and making them more likely to open the email, like so. They also convey emotions. This can boost the open rates in the crowd interested in that message. Subject lines with a smart emoji will make users expect interested and informative content, while for emoji can mean something viral. Another brief benefit is that emojis take up less space than text, so they can help you fit more information into a shorter subject line. This is particularly useful when you're trying to convey a lot of information in a limited amount of space. Lastly, emojis have been shown to improve engagement rates in email marketing campaigns. Just look at that. Now, Adobe Study says it all in our case. 58% more likely to open an email with an emoji is not something you see every day, and you should take advantage of it, especially if you're marketing towards younger audiences like Gen Z. Of course, plain emojis could never do the job of a simple pun or clear phrasing when it comes to creating a subject line that makes sense to your audience. There are many subject line techniques that can help you attract clicks. And there are many words and phrases that can hook your audience effectively and effortlessly. Here's what I mean. That's great in theory, right? So let's see what that means in practice. Use action words like right away, hurry, or now. Showing the action users need to go through to get where your email wants them to go can promote a sense of urgency and make them move quicker than expected. Not to mention that this builds urgency as well. Be as personal as possible. Use the recipient's name in the subject line for a sense of familiarity. Take it a step further with words like you or your to make the email more relevant to the reader. Or appeal to the laziness in all of us with words like complete, easy, and less than. Users want to achieve more with less effort, always. You know what they say about inventors being the laziest and all. And this is especially true when talking about something that can create friction. So start your subject line with something that will show the user what they can do and that they can do more with less effort. Use numbers and statistics. Now, numbers and statistics can help make the subject line more specific and tangible. For example, 5 tips for boosting your productivity or 60% off all items this weekend only. Also, numbers are your friend. Here's why. Our Black Friday offer email had fairly good rates. The secret is because everyone understands what 35% means, but not many people will come for something like special offer. Generally speaking, numbers boost credibility and make things seem more tangible. And lastly, it would do you heaps of good if you used questions that users can answer as they browse through your email content. But let me show you some examples of subject lines that take the cake. Alright, ready? Now, this one is personalized without a first name. It makes the reader part of a wider group of people. What's not to like? This one looks a little like a test email, and you know what? It accomplishes what the brand wants perfectly. I knew it wasn't a test email, but I bought it. I opened the email, and before you knew, I was browsing around the website. Now, you cannot blame me for opening that one. It's provocative, it's got the little flame going on, it's perfect for a high open rate. And this one also takes the cake. Their newsletter is called Spam, and it's got all of the components of a spamming newsletter, but in a marketing way. This was their double opt-in email, and to be honest, it's one of the finest examples of how humor can work a brand's way any day. And there you have it, guys. Hope you found our tips useful. Don't forget to follow along, click that subscribe button if you like this, and stay tuned for more. Thanks for watching!